Hello, good evening, everyone. So we are all welcome to another tutorial in this series. In this particular video, I'm going to be introducing us to the GUI programming using Visual Basic. So, like I told us in the first video of this series, I have released some videos before this one. So I believe you've watched those ones. If you haven't, I think it will be better for you to get a hold of those ones, consume them before watching this one, because I did a lot of basic stuff there. So what we want to do here might not be very basic. And but if you've had the basics of visual, like if you've known all about the variables, the data types, and the conditional statements, the arithmetic operators, relational and logical operators, you don't have to you don't have to watch the previous videos. So we'll be going straight into GUI programming today. So, like I told us in the first video, GUI stands for Graphics User Interface. So, anywhere you see GUI on the internet, basically stands for Graphics User Interface. Now, I told us that the opposite is console application. A console application basically is the one that can run in your console. Like all we have been doing so far before today is before now are console applications where you do something that is running in the console. Let me see if I can show us something briefly. Well, this is my Visual Studio, but let me just see if I can bring my console up. So you can see what I have on my screen now. This is a good example of a console. This is a good example of a console. So this is the Windows command prompt. An application that can run just like this one is the console application. But a GUI application is an application that has like all these controls and commands and all that. So the controls and the commands, the controls are basically all those the buttons, the GUI features that you see in an application that that gives you the ability to interact with the application. Basically, the commands are the driver codes that actually drive these objects that are available for you to interact with. I'm going to be explaining everything in depth. So let's get into it. And please don't forget, like I used to tell people, programming is a hard skill. It's not something I expect you to get on the go. But one thing is that you just have to put in more time into it. Try to get a hold of it, and over time, you see that these things that we're talking about, it's not rocket science. So let's just get straight into it. I don't want to bore us with long talk. Okay, so I'm back in my VS Code now. So I'll be doing another video where I'm going to be installing Visual Studio Code. So for this one, I'm going to be doing a bit of introduction into GUI programming. So the theme I'm using the dark theme here, and this is the 2015 edition. So I'm going to be showing us in another video entirely how to install the 2019, whatever year you want to install. So this is the window, your main window over here. So file, what you want to do is to start a new project. So my Visual Studio, by the way, I've configured it in such a way that the Visual Studio is going to be the default settings is for Visual Basic. So the default settings is for Visual Basic. That is the reason why you're getting all these ones here. But if you don't set your Visual Studio to get Visual Basic as the default, then you might have to do a bit of search when you get here before you get all these options over here. So like I said, all we have been doing before now, we have been creating console applications. So a console application, let's go and create a basic one now. So I'll click on console application, then okay. So we wait a bit for it to create the project and launch the window through which we are going to be creating the console application. Um, we'll just wait for it a bit. We'll just wait for it. Okay, so this is the window to launch the console applications, to create the console application rather. So for the videos I've created before this one, I've been using online compilers. So this is in Visual Studio, so I don't need internet to compile here. For example, I can just say console dot write line. What do I want to say? I am a boy. So after this, let me say um, console. Okay, don't let me console any other thing. Let's just do so we can. So since let's say this is the basic program I want to write, I can just click on this. You can see the start button over here. I'll click on it. So it will try to compile all this on the code I've written just now. It will try to compile it, and after compiling it, it will show me an output window. Um, okay, you can see this is my output window over here. Now it has executed the program, but you won't know. You can see the way the program came up, and it closed the window immediately. Now, this Visual Basic, it is because of the speed and the system it's running on. Basically, what is happening here is that it will come here, print a boy. There is no other thing to execute, so it will just close the window. But I can trick the computer to do something here. Basically, what I want to do is um, go to the console, print it there. I am a boy. Then after printing, I am a boy. You wait for me to enter something. Now we all know that I don't want to enter anything. I just want the computer to wait. You understand? So we can see that it is actually executing something. So that's what we're going to be doing now. After console the right line, I'm a boy. The next thing you want to do is to tell the computer to wait. So um, let's come back here. Console dot read line. So console dot read line. So this first line is to just come write this one to the console. Then console dot read line is going to like basically it will be waiting for you to enter something, for you to like enter a value. But what we want is just for the system to wait for us to view, to be sure that this is actually being printed out. So if I should start this, you can see it is printing I'm a boy. Then it is waiting for me to enter something. If I should enter anything, G or whatsoever, for example, if I should click on enter, you see it closes the window because there's no other thing to execute. So that is it basically. Before we leave this console applications area, let me just do a bit of let's write a simple program just to refresh our memory. Let's say dim um, x x comma y as integer. So after dim x comma y as integer, the next thing we want to do is to say x equals to console dot read line. So to read the line, no, I want it to read line. So it's a function, a method rather. So y equals to console dot another read line. Okay, so after reading the line, console dot write line x plus y. I explained in some of the previous videos that I've released that I've explained the use of write line, the use of read line, and all that. So and I told us, okay, I don't think I said this, so let me just chip it in now. This write line function that I have over here can be used to output a value, an expression, or a value, an expression, or the contents of a variable. So a value is that I can just say console dot write line 5. It goes well. An expression is like x plus y. A value is just maybe x or just y. So you just get the gist. Now let me run this. Let me run this. Okay, so if you take a good look at the program we wrote, I declared two variables. Then x equals to console dot read line. So it's waiting for me to enter a value for x. Let me say 78. Now it's waiting for me to enter another value for y. Let me say 23. 78 plus 23 should be somewhere around 101. Should be 101, I guess. Oh, let me be sure. Yes, 101. So this console or read line that is over here is just, you can see x equals to console or read line 78. We entered 78 for x. Y equals to another console or read line. So this 23 is stored in y. Console or write line x plus y. Anything you entered as your x and your y is what is giving you this last one. Then console or read line is this last one. Just wait. You understand? You are just telling it to wait. So if I should click on enter, for example, it's going to be exiting the program. So um that is that about that. But like I said, this is the Windows from the console application, like all we've been doing so far. Please, if you've not been watching those videos, I will advise you to just take a look at some of them. The reason is because those videos serve as prerequisites for this one. But if you have a grasp of basics of if you have a knowledge about the basic parts of programming with Visual Basic, then there's no need for it. But I just want to be sure that we are on the same page here. So now let's go back to the to what we have here. Now this is the this is the console application, but let's go and create some actual GUI application. So come back here, let's go and create another project. So discard this one now. I don't want it. So Windows form application. So okay, so it's going to be generating the window for us. So normally you can see the form is empty now. This is whatever we are going to be working on. This is what it's going to be looking at like on the end. So for example, if I should start this, it will just give me an empty window. You can see this is the window over here, this is the window over here, just this empty window. So let me close this first. Now if you come to this toolbox, you can see all these items over here. These are the controls that you have available. These are the controls. You can see the label, the point, the button, the checkbox, whatsoever. These are all the controls available to you. So let me just show you how you can design a basic interface. So normally you might want to put a welcome text somewhere here. So toolbox, text. So text box. So just bring it here. No, 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 no. It should be label. This text box is used for accepting inputs. So label, label. So this is the label over here. And um, now if you click on an element over here, or you even click on the output window, it is going to be giving you the properties of whatever you click on over here. It will give you the properties here. So basically this is the properties tab. This is the properties tab over here. You're going to be getting the properties of anything you click on over here. Don't forget, these are all controls. Anything you have over here is what you call the controls. The commands, I'm still going to be showing us where we're going to be working on the commands. So label, if you take a good look at this properties side, we have the name is label 1. You might just leave this the way it is. So this is the font. If you want to change the font, you can make it bold. You can increase the font to maybe 24, and if you click on OK, you can see it's 24. But I don't like this sans serif. Let me look for another one. Okay, I like this, but it's for developers. Let me go with this just for now. Okay, so I think so. Now if you go to caption or content, it should be somewhere here. Caption or contents, this is name, this is the name. Caption or contents, yes, text. So we can come and edit the text. Welcome to, no, 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 come to my Windows application. So welcome to my Windows application. The text align normally should be center. It should be center, but okay. The reason why this is like this is because, oh, this is where you're going to be writing the commands. This is where you're going to be working on the commands. Basically, what I did that brought me here is because I clicked on the item twice. If you click on this one twice too, it will open a private sub for that one as well. So if you take a good look at all the console applications we've been writing, we've been using a single sub for everything, but for each control that you have over here, you're going to be having a private sub for it. But trust me, it's not rocket science. It's something understandable. So let me remove this one. Let me just say Windows app. So it will accommodate everything. Welcome to my app. Okay, so let me just leave it somewhere here. Okay, so let's just design a simple interface. Let's design a simple interface. So this is a text box over here. Let's say you want to create a simple interest calculator. You are going to be having principal rate and time. Let's do a bit of analysis. Um, okay, so let's do a bit of sketch over here. So this is the sketch pad. This is Google Jamboard. So let me choose a bigger pen, black color. Normally the let's say we want to build a simple interest calculator. Now our simple interest calculator is going to be the input that we're going to be needing. We're going to be needing the principal, the rate, and the time. So let me say the input is going to be equals to the principal, the rate, and the time. Please don't mind my handwriting, please. If you mind my handwriting, you won't learn anything. So these are the inputs that we're going to be working with. So the output, for the output, we are going to be having the simple interest. I also want us to add the amount, the amount. So let's say AMT. So the amount. So these are the outputs that we are taking into consideration. The simple interest will be the result of this computation, while the amount is going to be the simple interest that you have plus principal. Like after, for example, if you invest say 10,000 naira within the with interest of say 4% per annum and a space of 5 years. After 5 years, what are you going to be getting? How much are you going to be having? Which is basically the simple interest that you have plus your initial capital, which is your principal. So let's just design the interface. That's what I'm concerned about with this particular video. We are going to be doing the basically what we want to do in this video. What I want to use this video to do is to show you controls. Then in the next video, I'll show you commands as well. So normally this is what the Windows Form application will look like. I advise everybody to please try to create a sketch. No, 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 no. This is very ugly. Try to create a sketch for whatever application you want to build. It gives you a head start, so you don't work like a barbarian. It gives you a head start. Oh my god, what am I doing? Okay, let me just manage this. Oh god, I'm too good at finance. So now this is what we have already. Welcome to my app. So I say I have welcome to my app over here. So now one way to do this is to have a label principal. So let me paint this one because it's a label. Let me also paint this one because it's a label. So principal, then we come here as well. Another one, principal. So I have a text box here. This text box is what I'm going to be using to collect the value for principal. So I have another text box over here. This text box is what I'm going to be using to collect the value for rates. So let me say I have another text box over here. So this text box I'm going to be using it to collect the value for time. Then this is going to be the label for time. This will be the value for time. Now let me show you something here. Let me bring up my calculator. So this is my calculator. Now if I want to do a computation, for example 85 plus 33, I need to click on a button. I need to when I click on this button now, it will do this calculation for me. And not only is it doing the calculation, it's also displaying the result. You understand? That is the whole. This is one of the reasons why we have controls and we have commands as well. Controls are given is basically, since they call it GUI, graphics user interface. Control is what helps you to interact with the application. Commands is you use controls to send instructions to the application. The command is what receives your instruction and do some execution. I won't want to I won't want to confuse you. I don't want to get you confused. But basically, controls are those UI elements that you see on the application. Those UI elements you see on the application. Commands are is the driver code behind those UI applications. The way they behave, what happens when this happens. Basically, that's the commands. Sure you get. So let's continue. Um, okay, so this is my calculator. Okay, I'm done with this, I guess. So, this is the button. This is a button over here. So in this button, I'm going to be having something like, say, maybe calculate interest. Then I'm going to be having a label here. This label will be for to display the results. To display the results. So label, I have another label here. Then I have another label here. Then another label here. So basically, at the end, this will be a label that is saying this is the simple interest and this is the amount. Now, since I don't have any intentions of using this to receive a value, I can one difference between a text box and a label is that you can use a text box to accept a value. You can also use it to display a value. A label can only be used to display values. You cannot accept values with it. So please take note. But in this case now, I'm going to be using a text box, but I will disable it. I want to show you that you can actually do something like that. You put a text box, then you disable the text box. So let's come back here and design this real quick. I want to prolong this video. Um, okay, so um, okay, this should be somewhere here. Toolbox. Give me my label. So for this label, bring it here. For this label, don't forget it's the text that I want to change. Label 2, I can say principal. So if I click on enter, then you can see label 2 text, it have changed already. This is principal, but let me make it bigger a bit. So I'm going to come to the font. The font, okay, this is the font over here. So let me change the font and make it maybe 14. So okay, you can see it is a bit bigger now. It's a bit bigger now. So let me position it properly. Okay, principal. So okay, now one thing I might want to do is, if you look at this drawing very well, if you look at the sketch very well, this is principal, this is rate, and this is time. They all look very very similar. So instead of doing this individually, I can just duplicate here, then duplicate here as well to save me time. So I have to highlight everything first. Basically, you can just bring your mouse over it, highlight everything. You click and you drag. Like you bring your mouse somewhere here, you click, then you drag your mouse. It will highlight everything. Then you click on Alt. If you click on Alt, you left click, then you drag. Um, Shift Alt. There's a particular shortcut we can use to do this, but I don't know why. Copy, paste. Okay. There's a shortcut you can use to do it actually, but I don't know why it's not working for me now. I need to go and get it later. Maybe by the time I'm done with this video. So let me just put the two somewhere here. You can see it's even giving me some sort of is a kind of ruler to help me design properly. So I have principal. This will be rates. So come here. The text is supposed to be rates. So I have to put it in the middle. I have to put it in the middle. You can decide to drag or use the left key. So the left or the right key on your keyboard, it works just fine. It works just fine. So come here, copy, then paste it somewhere here. So I want it to be in the middle. So this is not the best way to design this, mind you. Just try to be creative with whatever you are doing. So okay, click on principal, then you come here, you change the text. Time. So make sure the time is in the middle. Okay. Take it up a bit so it will sync with the other ones. So now I have my principal, I have my rate, and I have my time. So let's go back to the drawing. You can see the next thing to do is to add this button over here. So what do I want to do? Come to my toolbox, look for button. So for this button now, don't forget the button is in the middle. I can just come here. You can see the text on it is button one. So let me change it. I can say calculate simple interest. So you can also edit the padding too. Calculate simple interest. You can drag this. So you can drag this just to make it a bit bigger. So and put it in the middle just to make it center aligned. I don't think this my design is center aligned. Sorry, I'm not good with design. I'm not good with design. So you can design this button using this properties tab over here. So you can see the font color, the font color, which is the color of the font. So I think there should be BG color somewhere. You can see the background color over here. So if I make it black, no, this is for the whole form. Let me see if Control Z. Yes, Control Z. So I'm supposed to click on the button. So the background color. Um, did you change? Okay, I think it did. So let me use something darker. Okay, so you can see. Well, let me use this one. Okay, so you can see. I think this color at the edges. That is for the border. I just want to show you that possibilities are endless over here. So for the border, there's something like border. I should be missing something here. Border. So, okay, border style. No. Border. Let's just move on. I should be missing something here, but I'm sure there's something we can do to the borders. Now, to finish up our design, if you come here, you can see I've done all this. So all that is left is just this. It's just this. This is all that is left. So come here and what I might do basically is just to copy this to save us time. So copy, then you come here and you paste. So um, let me just put this one in front. So for this one, the text is going to be the simple interest. So the simple interest. Now copy, then paste. Everything you paste, I guess, is going to be in the middle. So this one is going to be amount. Oh, sorry, it's taking me to the what did they call it again? This is the command over here. So I want to return to the controls. We are almost done actually. So simple interest. This one is going to be the amount. The amount. Click on. Okay, it's clicking on the two. So come to the text area. So amount. Okay, so I think we are good to go. Let me shift this to the left a bit. I don't think everything is in the middle. So let me highlight everything and see if I can position it to the middle. Well, we'll manage it like this. So basically, this is how you design an interface using Visual Studio. So basically, this is the control. This is the control. The control. The command is what we're going to be doing in the video after this one. So with this, with the few knowledge that you've gained from this video, I'm sure you should be able to design most types of interfaces. For example, take a good look at this calculator over here. With what we've learned so far, just a few more tweaks and whatsoever, we can design something like this. We can design something like this. This is an SVG. This is a okay. This is not allowing me to enter any value into it, even though it can allow me to highlight. So this is going to be a label. So this is going to be a button, a button, a button. All these ones are going to be buttons. You can see the color of this one. So like I said, your possibilities are quite endless. You can do whatever you want with it. So um, I think that I'll be putting a halt to this video here. So, like I used to tell us, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask via the comment section. You can also put your questions through the email of the channel or through from the class, whichever way. We are going to be reaching out to you as soon as we can. So, thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video where we are going to be adding the commands to the controls that we just created. So, till then, bye for now. Thank you very much.